the session, and the second is on the delivery of the programs. So essentially, if you look at the delivery part of it, we give you two courses on the delivery. One is on the facilitation skills, and the other one is on presentation skills. So presentation skills is more routine, and the facilitation skills is more advanced. Right. Facilitation skills, Mr. Parth Sathi has begun the sessions today, and he will carry on for the next another 6 weeks, and we will be conducting all those sessions. Right. This particular one, presentation skills, is will be conducted by subsequent sessions will be conducted by Mr. Ashok Vashisht. So the focus of today's session is on what is called the session planning. So from the big global sort of type of issue that is a total training program and all that, what we are really doing is we are now focusing on one session. How do we really design the session, or how do we get into the details of the design of the session? So that's what we will really be looking at, and I will be using a mix of like on my own presentation. Then I'll also be using this framework of Geiger-Briggs framework, and then I'll also be giving you examples of two particular sessions, or the sessions plans, which I have been using for my own sessions. So what we'll do right now is, okay, let me share my slides. Okay, yeah. So initial part, I'll be doing it with the help of my slides. And this is, okay, so developing and delivering an effective training session, that is the title of it. It wasn't revised on that only, it has been recently revised, but I haven't revised the date, right? Because that is the time when I had done a major revision on this. So the way we'll go ahead is, I will be in fact doing two parts of this particular planning and preparation. So how do we plan the session, and then how do we prepare? These are the two parts that I would like to be covering today. Right. Okay. So is that okay? Is that okay with all of you if I conduct this session? Because otherwise it will have to be cancelled, right?
Yes, sir, please.
Okay, fine. Okay, thank you. I take it one person is speaking, perhaps, and the others are also endorsing it. Right. So, yeah, this is in fact a variation on that particular quote, which is there, is that I can teach you how to sell in one day, but in order for you to be the, a master salesperson, you will take a lifetime. So I made a variation on this, and what I'm saying is that you can learn how to deliver a good training session in a day, but it takes a lifetime to master the art of delivering a good training session. And I mean, I've been in this for and you will be very odd to say that 35 years or so of my training experience, but I still keep learning. When I sit and when I see other people, how they are really delivering the sessions. So this is something which you will keep learning all throughout your life, and there's no end to it, right? So the first important thing in this is set clear objectives. While in the earlier one, we have set the clear objectives for the whole program. Here we are looking at setting clear objectives for a particular, say, session, right? So for example, for this particular session, if it was a total session of 3 hours, I would have loved to set this particular set of objectives. So I would have used this at the end of the session. A participant should be able to, number one, deliver an effective training session. That's what I would like you to really acquire it. But there's one big issue, and that's why I have crossed it, that it is not possible to make you competent in delivering an effective training session. But going towards that, what we can really do is you can develop some capability, and that capability will be to explain key steps in planning and preparing an effective session, list factors that impact on the effective delivery of the session, and to encourage and regulate interactivity, and to manage self during training. And you would have got the basic idea about these issues, and that's that. So while I would love to have this, to that you should you should have acquired a total ability to deliver an effective training session, but that's not something which is possible to be done in one session. I can give you the basic raw material, but that is like I can give you the arms and ammunition. I can give you a rifle or AK-47 and also the bullets and all that. पर फाइट तो आपको जाकर करना है ना. फाइट तो जो ट्रेनिंग सेशंस हैं वो तो आपने डिलीवर करने हैं ना, और वहां पर पता चलेगा कि आर यू द विनर और यू आर नॉट द विनर, राइट. सो दैट्स इम्पोर्टेंट, यू नो. यहाँ पर जो इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ है वो ध्यान में रखने की है कि अगर कई बार हम लोग ओवर एम्बिशियस हो जाते हैं in terms of writing the session objectives, and then we find that when we judge ourselves at the end of the session, वहाँ पर वो objective achieve नहीं होता है. तो be realistic about what is the session objective, right? In that case, you would be doing good justice with the session objective. Now, planning, when you are planning your training session, you have to set realistic learning objectives for the session. You must understand what your audience is, that is what is the current level of your participants understanding, and what are their needs in terms of learning needs and all that. And you must begin by actually choosing an approach, and this is what is the training style and what is the methodology I am going to be using for my session. Now here, this is important for us to this is what is normal to say. Learning objectives should be smart, but we are really looking at learning objectives should also be behavioral objectives, which I have discussed a lot with you in the first semester, so I won't really go over that again, but I'll perhaps, like you to remember all that. Here I would have loved to have this exercise, and the exercise is that if you have a session in your mind, you write down the session objectives. Now, this is not program objective. Distinguish between the two things, program objectives and the session objectives. क्योंकि प्रोग्राम है बड़ा है, 3 दिन का प्रोग्राम है, 5 दिन का प्रोग्राम है. सेशन आपका एक सेशन है 1.5 आवर का हो सकता है या 3 आवर्स का हो सकता है. ये इस तरीके से सेशन हो सकता है. तो इसमें आपने जो है मैक्रो लेवल से नीचे उतर कर आपने माइक्रो लेवल पर आना है. ये इम्पोर्टेंट है. यहाँ पर जो behavioral objectives वाले issue है वो they will be valid still also. So I won't really go over on that, but I would really like to just say that the same things which I had earlier talked of, if you remember, these mistakes should be avoided: the vague behavior, the gibberish, and the instructor behavior. So these are not the things which you should be doing. You should have a clear behavioral objective of the particular session. Right. Okay. What would those be? Those will be like objectives will answer what should the participant will be able to do after the session, under what conditions, and how well. Right. These are in simpler form. These are the issues that we have to keep in mind. All right. Okay. Fine. Now, let's look at the types of learning objectives that we may be having. There are a whole variety of learning objectives that can be there with a particular sort of, session. In some, there will be only to acquire information and knowledge. These are the learning objective of the participants. In some cases, it may be to comprehend a set of complex concepts, and there can be to learn a concept or principle and apply, and to review an area and master the nuances. That is a little advanced type of sort of, objective. It is not for the beginners. It is for the people who are already at a higher level. And it can also be that you create new thoughts and test them. So a whole variety of sort of, objectives can be there. Now, how does, being clear about the objectives and the type of objectives that we have is it's useful for us. So what we have is that in order to really have an effective session, we must really be clear about what is the level of participation we want, and what is the level of participation we want depends on our objective. Now, depending on the amount of participation that I would like to have, I would use different approaches. And these are the three approaches which are given, which is many times used in the presentation skills program also: tell, sell, or win. And the approaches are like this. If my objective is to share largely the knowledge with my participants, then I can really make an approach, or I mean, I can use the approach of telling. Because when I'm sharing knowledge, it is more like a one-way communication. It is not so much of a two-way communication. And when it is a one-way communication, then my methodology also, which I would be using, can be a simple presentation type or a lecture oriented type of methodology. And I'll also ask you another question on that, but then let me hold it on to the thing. But suppose I have to convince a set of people about the adopting new ideas, new things, and all that. In that case, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to, in a way, sell my ideas, sell my program, sell my new concept that is to be used in the organization or so. In that case, my approach will be more persuasive, and it will be more like a selling approach, right? And here the involvement of the participants will be better than the telling approach, which is a low involvement thing. Because when you are in the first one, जब लो इन्वॉल्वमेंट होता है तो कई बार हम शुरू में ही बता देते हैं कि भाई आप लोग जो क्वेश्चन आंसर्स हैं वो आप बाद में पूछना, बीच में कोई क्वेश्चन अगर पूछेंगे वो क्लैरिफिकेशन टाइप का तो ठीक है, पर अदरवाइज कोई भी इशू जो डिस्कशन डिबेट वाला है वो बाद में रखेंगे. तो यू टेल दैट इन द फर्स्ट अप्रोच. In the selling one, you don't say that. You say, okay, आपके जो issues हैं बीच बीच में लाते रहिएगा. However, you try to maintain what is called a middle sort of, like a middle level of participation. Neither too much nor too less, but you involve the people. Why? Because here your purpose is persuasion, and when your purpose is persuasion, I mean, it is better to have a reasonably, what's called a moderate level of participation and reasonably two-way communication, right? In the selling approach. There is also a third stage, and the third stage is when you want to really look at changing the mindset of the people, right? Changing, in fact, the attitudes of the people and all that. And in fact, there you will find that there will be a lot of resistance also to what you are trying to do and what you are trying to achieve. In such a situation, it's very important that you have a highly participative approach, and you need to listen to these people quite a lot, your participants quite a lot before, and then you have to have a lot of participation, because unless you listen to them, they are not going to listen to you. They are not going to change this, and they would have, because you are dealing with adults, you're not dealing with children. Children also sometimes create a lot of resistance in changing their behavior, etc. And I know that sometimes it is, some of the children can be considered as what is called tough nut. टफ नट, बहुत मुश्किल से उसको सुधारा जा सकता है। तो होता है, ऐसी सिचुएशन होती है। पर यहाँ पर क्योंकि हम एक ग्रुप की बात कर रहे हैं और ग्रुप के पास बहुत से इश्यूज हैं, so in that case what we'll have to do is you'll have to have a very high involvement approach. Now, fine, you might have this is natural for all of us to really think about that our approach would vary from from one objective to another objective, depending on the nature of the objective. If the nature of the objective is of a certain type, your approach will have to be appropriately aligned to that, right? Okay. So, any question on this? Any?
Sir, can you elaborate win approach? What is this win approach? Little bit. Sorry, I missed.
Yeah. Okay. So let's look at the win approach. देखिए, अगर मान लीजिए मैं एक मतलब कि मैं एक कंपनी में हूँ और वो कंपनी ए हैज टेकन ओवर कंपनी बी, राइट? जब अब कंपनी बी में मैं जा रहा हूँ और उनसे बात करने के लिए जा रहा हूँ। अब देखिए, कंपनी बी वाले लोगों को हमेशा ये जैसे ही उनको पता चला कि their company has been taken over, they will be very much perturbed. Perturbed why? Because they don't know what is going to happen to them, right? Each person will be very, very sort of, inside of it will be quite scared कि मेरा job रहेगा या नहीं रहेगा, होता है या नहीं? But suppose we have taken over, my company has taken over the company B because we want those people. People means we know that this company has got great talent, and in fact, this is one thing which is happening in some of the IT companies. IT company में एक बड़ी कंपनी एक छोटी कंपनी को टेक ओवर कर लेती है, और वो इसलिए करती है कि क्या कहते हैं, इस छोटी कंपनी को टेक ओवर करने के बाद हमारे पास will straight away get 500 good professionals, right? Many times the company doesn't have interest in their product. The company doesn't have interest in their customers. The company only has interest in the talent that this company is having, right? I have examples of this. It's not that I'm only talking. It has actually happened. Right? Alcatel has taken over a company in Noida, and they just said, भाई हमें आपका प्रोडक्ट नहीं चाहिए, हमें आपकी वो नहीं चाहिए, पर हमें आप लोग चाहिए। तो अब देखो कि अगर रिक्रूटमेंट वाले को अपने HR वाले को कहते भाई 500 लोग लेकर आओ, तो उसको कितना खर्चा करना पड़ता है। और उससे उन्होंने देखा कि 500 लोगों का ये जो है इसको टेक ओवर करना एक तो बड़ा आसान हो गया, क्योंकि एट वन गो यू कैन इन्वॉल्व दैम। नाउ प्रॉब्लम इज कि ऐसी सिचुएशन में कंपनी बी में जो सबसे ज्यादा टैलेंटेड लोग होते हैं वो बहुत जल्दी भागने की कोशिश करते हैं, राइट? अब आपको क्या करना है, आपको जाकर उनसे बात करनी है और उनको समझाना है, बताना है कि भाई आप नहीं भागिएगा और ये मत सोचिएगा, वी आर कंपनी ए, आवर वैल्यूज आर दिस, आवर मेथड्स ऑफ वर्किंग is this, why we have acquired you, we value your talent and we would accommodate every person. In that case, आप जाकर सारे 500 के 500 लोगों को एक साथ एड्रेस करेंगे तो काम नहीं चलेगा। वहां पर क्या है, फंक्शन वाइज छोटे ग्रुप्स में जाकर बात करिएगा और बताइएगा कि क्या क्या वो है, हमारी नीड्स क्या हैं, and then you might be able to convince all these people. And in fact, the most important thing, देखो अगर मान लो वहां से जो टॉप टैलेंट है उस कंपनी बी की, अगर वो छोड़कर चली जाए तो क्या बचेगा? तो कूड़ा कचरा बचेगा, फिर तो उसको उस कंपनी की कोई वैल्यू ही नहीं रही। अगर मान लो आपने दिया है 50 करोड़ रुपया टू एक्वायर दैट कंपनी, तो 50 करोड़ की बजाय आपके पास हाथ में तो 5 करोड़ आया, कुछ नहीं आया। क्योंकि 50 करोड़ का जो हमने वैल्यू दी है, वो वैल्यू किस चीज की है? वो वैल्यू है टैलेंट की, राइट? इन दैट केस यू वुड लाइक टू रिटेन दोस पीपल। वहां पर आपको जो बातचीत करनी पड़ेगी, वो वहां पर कैसे करनी पड़ेगी? वो हाई इन्वॉल्वमेंट, हर लोगों की बात सुननी पड़ेगी, पे करना पड़ेगा अटेंशन, and we might have to have that face-to-face communication where we know, we come out to be very clearly people with integrity and ensuring that you can trust us, right? Because it's a new set of people. I need to build trust with those people. Now I would like to ask a question here. What do you think is the size of the audience we should be having in if we are using a different approach? Does it vary? Will it vary? Does it make sense to vary it? Anyone?
It will depend on the speaker, but if not very expert, like prime minister can win many people at a one time. But if we consider an average, so it should be at 5 to 10. What I think, sir.
5 to 10 what? In which approach?
Participants, 5 to 10 persons should be addressed at a time, so that effective communication can be established. Effective, we can address their queries
In which approach?
in win approach, sir.
In
For
which
win.
approach? In the telling approach?
It can be, it's a lecture method, sir. It can be 50, it can be 100, it can be 1,000.
Precisely, precisely. I think that is the thing that I would, I appreciate that, you know, these are the three factors which have to be sort of, you know, kept in mind. There is a interdependence of three variables: objective, audience size, and approach. ऑब्जेक्टिव के अकॉर्डिंगली अप्रोच होगी, अप्रोच के अकॉर्डिंगली ऑडियंस साइज होगा। तो अगर आपको विन अप्रोच अगर यूज करनी है, तो आपका 10, 15, 20 इससे ज्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए। अब अगर आपका टेलिंग अप्रोच है, तो उसमें क्या कहते हैं, 200 भी आ जाएंगे तो भी कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता। आप
Sir, I think it depends on the sensitivity of the topic that what we will be discussing.
yeah.
When we're talking
Yeah.
about the win situation, you cannot
Yeah.
call 100 people and to talk about the win situation,
Yeah.
because they will not understand the topic.
Yeah, precisely. That is the thing. So your sensitivity of you know, topic is also where the objective really you know, comes, right? Okay. So that gets connected to this. So accordingly, having chosen the approach and have that is stemming from the objective, we also decide what should be the audience size, right? This will also give you an idea of how do you decide the program में कितने लोग लेने। कई बार हम कहते हैं कि प्रोग्राम में 40 लोग ले सकते हैं कभी। So like that. Okay, so we have rains coming in, you know, so I'm fine. Yeah. So the thunder of the clouds. Okay. Right. So that's where we are having this. Just one second. Right. So that's the approach. That's the interdependence of these three variables. When we are doing the session planning, we must keep in mind about this particular thing, right? Having chosen an approach, I know that is where the entire session planning would go in a certain way, right? Okay, so then the second issue that I would like to talk about is the audience analysis checklist. Find out what is their profile, right? What are their expectations, and what is their level of understanding in this area which you are going to handle. Because if they are already well aware of certain things and all that, then you might have to start at a different level. And if they are novice, they are not knowing anything about this area, in that case, you might have to really start from the basics and then move on to a higher level, right? Okay, the language, the type of language that will be appropriate. In fact, important thing is that you suppose a set of doctors, one doctor is talking to another set of doctors. If you sit in that audience, you won't even understand this because their language, which is called the jargon, because every profession has got its jargon, and that jargon is going to be different, and you will just not make head and tail of it, which is true for chartered accountants also. If chartered accountants are talking to other chartered accountants, they speak in a language, they speak those acronyms and things like that, which is not many times understandable to a lay person, right? So it depends on the type of language that you, okay, so depending on the type of audience, you would decide what is the type of language that will be appropriate, right? Okay, what level and pace of assimilation can they be expected to display? इससे डिपेंड करेगा कि आपके सेशन में आपने इंटेंसिटी कितनी डालनी है, डेप्थ कितनी डालनी है, और कितनी स्पीड से आपने सेशन चलाना है. So what level and pace of assimilation can they be expected to display? So कई बार जो बहुत ही मतलब कि highly intelligent groups are there, you know, you can go very fast with them, and sometimes you might have to go slow because of this, and this happens, right? Okay. It's important for us to be talking right in the beginning of the session what is in it for me, because that would be like when you are communicating the objectives, there's also what is the benefit that achieving these objectives will achieve for them. That is where we really work. So what is in it for me, right? Okay, so here we go to the next level. यहाँ पर मैं अभी आपको सिर्फ इन्हीं दो लेवल पर रहूँगा, प्लानिंग एंड प्रिपरेशन पर. डिलीवरिंग का आज हम लोग नहीं करेंगे. डिलीवरिंग का वही वशिष्ठ साहब बताएंगे आपको. So that will be the thing. Preparation. So let's now look at the preparation for this. So research for what you do is when you are preparing for a session, पहले तो काम है कि अपना कुछ जो तुम पुराना मटेरियल है वो सब निकालिए, पर फिर भी एक चीज और जरूर ध्यान रखिए, कभी भी पुराना सेशन को रिपीट मत करिएगा. हमेशा ये करिए कि भाई उसको झाड़ पोंछ करके और कुछ नए आइडियाज लेकर आइएगा, एग्जाम्पल्स लेकर आइएगा, कुछ नयापन जरूर लाने की कोशिश करें हर सेशन में. So you refresh your old material and presentation, create an outline of the session, and then prepare PowerPoint presentation or other aids. Then collect or create exercises and activities. Review the sequence in which you are going to be doing this, and you should also have a rough idea of what every activity will really take, how much time it will take, and all that. So timing, etc., you should really have a rough idea, and then mentally rehearse. That is one. The other thing is when you are a new trainer, actually rehearse. Actually rehearse. If you can catch hold of your a friend of yours or a professional friend of yours, ask him to sit and become your audience, and you run the whole session. कुछ you will have to tempt this professional friend of yours with something like a dinner or something or whatever maybe. So that is the thing. That's what you have to do. Right. Rehearsal is very important when you are a new person. Even otherwise, when you are an old trainer, means you are an experienced trainer, mental rehearsal is always sort of useful. Right. So the sequence, how the sequence will be, what will the flow will be, there will be, certain blocks of in your session. And these blocks would have some logic that they are there, right? Each block will have to have a certain separate standing. But the point is from one block to another block, as you are moving, there has to be some connectivity also. They should not appear as if totally disjointed set of things which are not making much sense to the participant. So another approach is that you should have what is called simple to complex, and do not begin with the complex things in the beginning. Why? Because what really happens is, if you are dealing with a complex subject right at the start, it is likely that some people will be disconnected from you because they are not understanding it. And when they are disconnected, the rest of the session will be a washout for those people. Therefore, begin with the simple things and then slowly develop the whole material or whole argument in the session. And then towards the end, take up the complex issues. तो कॉम्प्लेक्स इश्यूज अगर बाद में कुछ लोगों को 20%, 30% लोगों को नहीं भी समझ आए तो कोई बात नहीं, उनके लिए पहला वाला तो इशू, पहला वाला जो 60-70% जो सेशन था वो तो उनके लिए यूजफुल होगा। अगर उल्टा कर देंगे तो क्या होगा, वहां पर प्रॉब्लम होती है। वहां पर ये होता है कि वो शुरू से ही एलियनेट हो जाते हैं, फिर पूरा का पूरा सेशन जो है उनके लिए वो wash out हो जाता है. In fact, some of them will go away, maybe on an excuse of going to the toilet, etc., or they will just simply vanish. That can happen. So therefore, be sure that your people are engaged, right? Build up the thing and do not explode, right? That's the thing. You know, some of the trainers have this कि बिल्कुल काफी कुछ dramatic or explosive चीज कहेंगे. Well, it works in certain speeches. It doesn't work in certain other sessions. Particularly जो motivational speech होती है ना, 1 घंटे की 2 घंटे की, उसमें तो ठीक है, वाह 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 मिल जाती है. पर अगर आपको ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम करना हो पूरा 2 दिन 6 दिन का, उनमें ये इस तरह की अप्रोच बहुत ज्यादा अच्छा काम नहीं करती है. The 3 things you need to remember is in your session, there is an introductory part, there is a development part, main part, and then there is a conclusion part, ITC. Same thing which is there in the presentation skills also. So IDC, right? Okay. So what are the functions of this? Most of you would have seen this. Yeah, familiar. In fact, this is one of the most common thing which people keep learning about it, right? So I do not have to explain on this at all, right? Would anybody like to explain this?
No, sir, we can go ahead.
You can go ahead. No? This is all very common type of thing. So, okay, yeah. Then there is a question of choosing the right training aids. What happens is ये सब जो मैंने काट रखा है, ये सब चीजें तो obsolete हो गई हैं. आजकल क्या है, white board, अगर आप क्लासरूम ट्रेनिंग कर रहे हैं, फ्लिप चार्ट है, लैपटॉप एंड एलसीडी प्रोजेक्टर है, माइक एंड ऑडियो सिस्टम है, और फिर आपको अगर ऑनलाइन कर रहे हैं तो फिर प्लेटफॉर्म की जरूरत है. अभी हम लोग जूम पर हैं, वेबएक्स है, गूगल मीट है, टीम है from Microsoft, all that. So that is a type of sort of aid that you require for an online sort of session, right? So fine, this is what we'll use from this particular say PPT. And now I would like to move on to okay, I'll stop sharing this and move on to another one. And this is where I would like to use what's called, okay, Gagne Briggs 9 event, training design to align the training design with learning process. Okay, so let me share this with you. Right. So in a session, how do you really deal with this? These two people, Gagner and Briggs, have really looked at 9 events of instruction. The first instructional event is gaining attention of the people. What does it cause in the trainees? It causes in the trainees to focus on the trainer or training material, right? The second is informing. So here, this is where what really happens is there is a certain type of rapport building which is being done by the trainer. Second, of course, is informing the trainee of the goal, which is objective. To begin to focus on the goal, तो उनको रहता है कि भाई हाँ ये सीखना है और ये करना है ये राइट. तो जब भी हमें गोल क्लियर होता है तो हमारा जो थिंकिंग प्रोसेस है वो अलाइन हो जाती है टुवर्ड्स अचीवमेंट ऑफ द गोल, राइट. यही मैंने आपको कहा था व्हाट इज इन इट फॉर देम, WIIFM. एक और इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज जो है वो है थर्ड, विच इज स्टिमुलेटिंग रिकॉल ऑफ प्रायर नॉलेज, बिकॉज यू आर डीलिंग विद people who are adults. They already have some prior knowledge of the subject that you are going to be teaching, and you are not teaching young children who have no prior knowledge. It's important for you to stimulate recall of prior knowledge. This is also what you would have really done in when we talk of the adult learning. तो एडल्ट लर्निंग के एंड्रोगॉगी के जो बेसिक्स हैं उनमें ये इशू आता है कि respect the experience and expertise that your participants already have, and therefore how do you do it? You actually start asking them as to what they know about it, and you can have some exercise by which you are really helping them to share and reveal as to what they really know about the whole subject. This also helps you to what I typically call पिचिंग ऑफ द सेशन कि अप्रोप्रिएट लेवल पर आप पिच करके सेशन स्टार्ट करेंगे. दूसरा चौथा जो वो है उसमें है कि यू प्रेजेंट द मटेरियल व्हिच यू हैव रियली प्रिपेयर्ड. इट कैन बी अ पावर पॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशन एटसेट्रा, एंड व्हाट could be the basic framework, right? Okay, this is an important thing for you to understand. ये जो है होता है कि आप देखेंगे कि जो फैसिलिटेशन स्किल्स में और प्रेजेंटेशन स्किल्स में ये अपोजिट है. प्रेजेंटेशन स्किल्स में जो आता है, जो नॉर्मल टाइप के सेशन है, उनमें हम पहले फ्रेमवर्क मतलब कि प्रेजेंट करते हैं, फिर अप्लाई करते हैं. फैसिलिटेशन स्किल्स में बहुत से सिचुएशंस में हम क्या करते हैं कि वी डोंट present the framework first. We actually help the people to gain an experience through an experiential activity and then help them develop the framework, right? So जहाँ पर ये होता है, इसमें जो अप्रोच है फैसिलिटेशन और इन दोनों में एक दूसरे के अपोजिट होती है. और इसमें क्या होता है कि फैसिलिटेशन और प्रेजेंटेशन दोनों कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री हैं एक दूसरे के. किसी जगह पर फैसिलिटेशन, कुछ सेशन के लिए फैसिलिटेशन अप्रोच विल बी बेटर एंड कुछ सेशन के लिए प्रेजेंटेशन अप्रोच विल बी बेटर, राइट? So fifth is providing learning guidance to consider how the new knowledge fits in overall schema, and sixth is eliciting the performance, giving them opportunity to do it. Means अपने ही सेशन में अगर आप ये एक बड़ा इम्पोर्टेंट चीज है जो हमें ध्यान रखना होता है. कई बार होता है कि हम कहते हैं कि हमने ट्रेनिंग में आपको सिखा दिया, नॉलेज दे दी, अब अप्लाई आप जाकर अपने जगह पर करो, अपने वर्क प्लेस पर करो. पर होता क्या है कि अच्छे प्रोग्राम्स में प्रैक्टिस करने की जो अपॉर्चुनिटी है वो दे दी जाती है वहीं पर सेशन में ही. तो क्या होता है कि eliciting the performance, and it can be in form of role play etc, and that people can demonstrate कि हमने जो सीखा है अभी वो हमने अप्लाई भी कर दिया है, right? So that's the sixth this thing, and then these are the 7 to 9. 7 to 9 में क्या है? 7 में है जब वो लोग अप्लाई कर रहे हैं तो उसके बाद give feedback to them as to what you did well and what you didn't do all that well. What is it that you can improve, right? So in a way, that is something which if a trainer can achieve and do, we can really find that this will be quite a good achievement, right? Okay. Then we assess the performance to demonstrate what has been learned by the people, and for that we can have what is called some predetermined activity. Now that predetermined activity is what okay, just that is what what we normally call actually we normally call the two things, formative assessment and summative assessment. तो यहाँ पर बीच में इंक्लूड करने की जरूरत होती है फॉर्मेटिव असेसमेंट की भी और समेटिव असेसमेंट की भी, right? And then we have what is called enhancing retention and transfer. लर्निंग ट्रांसफर के लिए हमने क्या क्या इंक्लूड किया है, क्या क्या हमने अपने डिजाइन में रखा है और कैसे हम ये कर रहे हैं, इसके लिए ये ध्यान में रखना होता है. इनफैक्ट यहाँ पर क्या होता है कि बहुत से मतलब कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में और बहुत से ट्रेनर जो हैं वो हर सेशन के बाद they give time of 10 minutes for people to summarize and ask themselves two questions. Number one, what is it that were the main points that you learned in this session? Number two, what is it that you will apply and how you will apply in your work role? ये दोनों चीजें जब हम उनको टाइम भी देते हैं, उनको कहते हैं आप लिखिएगा, और लिखने के बाद ये लोग शेयर भी करते हैं. इसी को हम कुछ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जैसे BHL में था, तो BHL में मैंने देखा वो लर्निंग डायरी यूज करते थे. हम लोग मैं NTPC में जब था तो हम लोग वहाँ पर भी लर्निंग डायरी का इस्तेमाल करते थे, जो हर पार्टिसिपेंट को हर सेशन के बाद उस लर्निंग डायरी में लिखना होता था. There are many such things which we do to enhance the retention of knowledge as also the transfer of knowledge to the work role. ये सब मतलब कि डिटेल पार्ट हैं और सेशन के और कैसे हम बुक करते हैं. इससे क्या होता है कि ये रिटेंशन ऑफ द लर्निंग takes place and the clarity about how we are going to use it in the work role, that also takes place. One of the key issue which many of you would have experienced is that most of the time the type of people that you get if you are in a corporate environment are the people who are doers. Doers means काम करना है और उनको आपने लर्निंग स्टाइल में वो देखा होगा जो वो है उसमें वो डूअर टाइप के, एक्टिविस्ट टाइप के होते हैं. इनसे प्रॉब्लम, इनकी जो प्रॉब्लम होती है वो ये होती है कि ये रिफ्लेक्शन बहुत कम करते हैं, रिफ्लेक्शन. Therefore, in a training session and a training program, you try to balance out these issues. That if you have a large number of people who are more into the doing preference, then you cause them to do the reflection. And in fact, reflection की sharing भी करना बड़ा important method है in order to diffuse the learning amongst the whole group, right? ये बात होती है. तो ये आपका हो गया गाइड, ये वाला मॉडल. ये मॉडल आपको मिल जाएगा इफेक्ट, वैसे तो गूगल पर करेंगे मिल जाएगा, नहीं तो ये ब्लैंचर्ड की जो बुक है जो इफेक्टिव ट्रेनिंग है उसमें क्या कहता है मिल जाएगा. इफ यू कैन कैच होल्ड ऑफ दिस बुक इट विल बी ऑलवेज वेरी यूजफुल, वेरी वेल रिटन बुक. एंड सो I would also suggest you do refer to that, right? Okay, so now having done this, what I will really do is I would like to now share a typical session plan, as simple as that, as an example of a session plan, right? So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to be just sharing with you a session plan for a communication workshop, because communication is something which everyone sort of, is, I mean, this is a general topic. We can understand it quite well. So what really happens is, okay, we had created this for a client of ours, and okay, there were objectives. I won't really go into the objectives right now because objectives were a little too ambitious. But what I'll really share with you is the detailed program design for a one-day communication workshop. तो इसमें हमने ये एक टेबल बनाई और टेबल बना के कर रहा है कि भाई ये इतना इतना टाइम लगेगा। जैसे सेशन है तो फुल डे का मतलब है कि करीब आप देखिए कि there will be 360 hour, 360 minutes, 360 minutes. क्योंकि 6 घंटे माने जाएंगे instruction hours, and in that, so registration, it takes 10 minutes. Okay, introductions and an overview of the workshop takes 15 minutes. Here we did not keep an icebreaker exercise, but in some cases we have icebreaker exercise also, because what was important was that we, I mean, this is again depends on the client's requirement and also your understanding of what this particular group really needs, right? In a way, the rapport building, etc., was achieved through the activity at number 3. There was a subgroup exercise on company environment, which was designed for 60 minutes. And the learning objective for this was to create a context for the program and allow expression of opinions and views so as to unburden the emotional baggage. This is in fact has been achieved in different organizations. कि शुरू में उनसे काफी कुछ उनकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग लेते हैं और उनका व्यूज वगैरह लेते हैं, क्योंकि when people have come to your program, they have come from having worked in the having been working in their own roles and in their own places. रोज की मारामारी होती है और उस मारामारी के बाद उनको 3 दिन मिल जाते हैं या 2 दिन मिल जाते हैं प्रोग्राम में आकर अनडिस्टर्ब्ड वो करने के, पर उस टाइम वो somehow जिसे कहते हैं ना हम हिंदी में कि भरे हुए होते हैं, राइट? स्ट्रेस से भरे होते हैं, परेशानी से भरे होते हैं, वो what we really called is they come with what is called an emotional baggage, and it's important for them to be जब तक हम उनको प्रिपेयर करेंगे, उनका माइंड प्रिपेयर नहीं करेंगे तब तक वो माइंड में कुछ हम डाल नहीं सकते। बीज जैसे है एक किसान भी जो है वो let me check with all of you. I've been breaking into Hindi for some time, once in a while. Is this okay? Is there anybody who finds it difficult to really follow that part? Because sometimes, I mean, people are from all over India, some of the people, this is by Delhi chapter. But is that okay? No problem?
Yes, it is okay, sir, with me.
Okay, I hope if there is a problem with anyone, please raise the issue so that I don't break into, this part of Hindi and all that. क्योंकि हिंदी में क्या होता है कि कुछ शब्द ऐसे होते हैं जो उसमें ही बड़े मजेदार होते हैं और उससे वो उसका जो मीनिंग वही कन्वे ज्यादा अच्छा कर पाते हैं, तो दैट्स द थिंग, सो ओके, सो तो यहाँ पर सब ग्रुप एक्सरसाइज में क्या होता है कि वो पहले सब ग्रुप में काम करते हैं, एक स्ट्रक्चर्ड एक्सरसाइज होती है और उसके साथ देन दे मेक प्रेजेंटेशन। उसमें उनका जो भी कुछ कहना होता है, जो भी कुछ उनकी तकलीफ होती है, जो भी कुछ उनकी मतलब कि कंप्लेंट होती है अगेंस्ट देयर बॉसेस और अगेंस्ट देयर मैनेजमेंट एंड ऑल दैट, दैट कम्स आउट एंड दैट कम्स आउट। उसके बाद फिर हम जो अंदर गंदगी हो रही होती है जो कि अलाउ नहीं करेगी आपकी बात सुनने के लिए, वो खत्म हो जाती है। वो खत्म हो जाती है तो फिर हम काम शुरू कर सकते हैं। तो देखिए फिर उसके बाद हुआ कम्युनिकेशन एंड इंट्रोडक्शन, विच इज ए sort of a discussion. Communication in the daily life, that also is more like a presentation or more like a speech. But then you do a communication chain exercise, which most of you would have done it. This is what is called the Chinese whisper. Chinese whisper स्कूल में भी करते हैं. चाइनीज विस्पर आप कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स के बेसिक प्रोग्राम्स में भी करते हैं. यहाँ पर इम्पोर्टेंट चीज ये नहीं है कि ये कोई नई चीज है. यहाँ पर सबसे ज्यादा जो क्रिटिकल चीज है वो ये है कि क्या किस तरीके से आप इसको डीब्रीफ करते हैं. डीब्रीफिंग में ही हमें ट्रेनर की कैपेबिलिटी का पता चलता है. कोई भी ट्रेनर चाइनीज विस्पर एक्सरसाइज करा सकता है, पर क्या वन पर्सन डज इट डिफरेंटली देन द अदर. जो एक्सरसाइज पार्ट होता है उसमें ज्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं हो पाता, पर जो डिफरेंस आता है वो आता है डीब्रीफिंग में. हाउ वन कैन रियली pinpoint who did what happened, what and how this happens in real life. ये इस बात जो है वही बताती है कि एक ट्रेनर और दूसरे ट्रेनर से कैसे डिफरेंट है. फिर आ जाता है एक एक्सरसाइज कम्युनिकेशन डायग्राम की, इसमें है कॉन्सेप्ट्स ऑफ कोडिंग, डिकोडिंग इज यूजुअल टाइप ऑफ थिंग व्हिच वी डू एंड then we have an exercise on one way communication, which is in fact again done. क्योंकि इसमें मैं आपको पूरी तरह से बता नहीं पा रहा हूँ, क्योंकि ये एक्सरसाइजेस हमारी अपनी यूज करी हुई एक्सरसाइज हैं. तो इनमें मतलब कि हमने इसे एक शॉर्ट फॉर्म में लिखा है, तो 15 मिनट उसमें निकल जाते हैं. इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ फीडबैक टू कम्युनिकेशन इफेक्टिवनेस. फिर आ जाता है यंग वर्सेस ओल्ड वुमेन. यहाँ पर क्या हो जाता है कि परसेप्शंस के इशू आ जाते हैं. that what is it which causes barriers to communication. तो ये भी एक्सरसाइज आप लोगों ने काफी लोगों ने कर रखी होंगी. अच्छा, फिर छोटी एक्सरसाइज हैं, पेरिस इन द स्प्रिंग. आप देखिए कि इसको अगर कोई पढ़ेगा तो कैसे पढ़ेगा. बहुत सी बार जो द 2 बार आया है इसको लोग इग्नोर कर देते हैं. दे स्ट्रेट अवे रीड इट. So the point is, what is it that our mind works? How is it that our mind works and filters out certain things? ये सब issues यहाँ पर आते हैं. इसी तरह से एक और exercise है, वो fly वाली है, right? And then there is this can you follow instructions? ये बड़ी humorous exercise है. ज़्यादा time नहीं लगता, 10 मिनट लगते हैं. And the learning here is that stress creates hindrance in communication. Then there is a hidden squares exercise, 8 minutes. Then again, our tendency to jump to conclusion and take the easy way out, right? Which circle appears larger, like this. Then we summarize barriers to good communication, because in sub exercise से जो निकल कर आ रहा है वो आता है कि किस तरह से हमारा माइंड वर्क करता है और किस तरह से it does not allow us to understand the things fully. Or so what are the barriers to good communication? So you can see this now. If you keep this, then we move on to what is called the guides to good listening, exercise on listening, active listening, etc., and like that. So there are whole 6 hours of this session is all filled with a good set of activities, right? It is never like, only few parts where a presentation is made. The rest of it is all highly participative. So this is the type of things, and a variation of this all can work quite well for you, right? So that's now why I shared with all this is, say this is one example of the planning of session, right? Planning of session की पूरी एक सिंपल वो बताइए. जब आपने ये लिख लिया तो आपका सेशन प्लान हो गया. अब आता है कि मैं अब आपको एक दूसरे सेशन की जो प्लानिंग है और कैसे होती है वो मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगा. Will that be okay? right? So what I'll do is I will be sharing about one of the, say, session planning for a leadership program. Right. This is a session of 3 hours, which is 180 minutes or so. And this is on situational leadership. And most of you would be quite comfortable and quite sort of, say, aware of this particular model. So I do not have to deal with what it is and all that, right? So let me, hmm, okay. Yeah. So the session design. The session design for this particular 180 minutes of session is that the first activity is administered lead questionnaire, which takes about 15 minutes. And thereafter, what we do is we write a slogan on leadership because somewhere you have to start up. How do you start up? One of the things that used to happen is I would begin by sharing about the leadership के बारे में क्या inquiry हो रही है. But what was really happening is that was coming out to be very boring. So I changed it to a small activity, and the activity was that I'll say, here is a flip chart, and it's blank. Now, what you do is each one of you, please think of a slogan on leadership that depicts your view about the leadership in a very short nutshell form. So the people will write slogans uh, which depicts their view of leadership and their expectations either from themselves or from their own leader about how that leader should behave. Right. And I asked them to really write it down on the flip chart. तो वो थोड़ा सा उठते हैं, उठकर लिखते हैं, लिखने के बाद उस पर अपना नाम भी ब्रैकेट में डाल देते हैं. तो we know that and it takes about 6-7 minutes to do that, and then we use this rest of the time to really ask कि अच्छा इसका मतलब क्या है, इससे what did you understand. So it becomes very participative sort of exercise activity where different people in fact are actually physically also active. फिजिकली मतलब कि ये सेशन पर्टिकुलरली अगर मान लीजिए लंच के बाद हो और आपने 10-15 मिनट आपने लीड क्वेश्चनर दे दी, कोई बातचीत नहीं हो रही, अपना इंडिविजुअली इसको रिस्पॉन्ड कर रहे हैं और उसके बाद फिर आप सेशन शुरू कर रहे हैं, तो एक बड़ा जो चैलेंज होता है वो होता है कि एनर्जी लेवल बड़ा लो होता है और मतलब कि उनको एक्साइट करना डिफिकल्ट होता है इफ यू यूज द लेक्चर मेथड. तो हाँ, तो ये जो ये एक्टिविटी ओरिएंटेड वो कर दिया, इससे काफी क्या कहते हैं द ग्रुप कैन रिमेन awake or so, right? It sort of wakes up from the slumber in which they are likely to go after a good lunch, typically in the hotel, etc., where we are doing it, right? Okay, so the next what we do is we talk about what is the new approach to leadership, and this is in fact the collective process approach, which I share typically about 20 minutes to the group, where we say old notions of trade theory, etc., are all gone, and we are now talking of leadership not as what the leader does, but what the group does, and in group different people do to achieve those outcomes. And those outcomes are actually are three, and one is establishing direction, second is making a movement towards that direction, and third is ensuring that there is alignment with this. So there are three approaches. I'll just share with you that slide also, and then we move forward to do the role plays. And the issue here is that these 4 sets of role plays actually are designed to help the participants as a group develop a framework before they are introduced to the framework, right? So this is an experiential method that we are using. And what really happens is in 4 role plays, मैं अभी थोड़ी देर में आपको जैसे आगे चलते हैं बताऊंगा कि कैसे करते हैं. फिर debriefing on the role plays takes place, presentation on situational leadership model takes place, and then we can insert a video. I used to be having a 30-minute video, but that 30-minute video today is a little too longish. So one can choose to have a video from a good video from the YouTube, which could last around 10 minutes or so. It is thereafter that we do what is called the scoring of the lead questionnaire. See, the lead questionnaire was done in the beginning, but now the scoring has not been done. So scoring is done at that point of time. And then discussion on scores and explanation comes. And then it leads to individual task and action plan. अभी मैंने आपको क्या दिया है? अभी मैंने आपको ओवरऑल डिजाइन दिया है. अभी आपको बहुत से एस्पेक्ट्स पर क्वेश्चंस होंगे, तो वो क्वेश्चंस जैसे जैसे मैं आगे चलूंगा आपके क्लियर हो जाएंगे. नहीं क्लियर हो रेज करिएगा. तो ये सेशन डिजाइन हो गया. अब मैं कहता हूँ प्रिपरेशन फॉर द सेशन. ये सब आपने सेशन कंडक्ट करने से पहले तैयारी करनी है. तो तैयारी क्या करनी है? क्योंकि आप लीड क्वेश्चनर ले रहे हैं तो उसकी कॉपीज लीजिए. अगर 20 लोग हैं आपके पास तो कम से कम 24 या 25 कॉपी होनी चाहिए लीड क्वेश्चनर की. पीपीटी आपका तैयार होना चाहिए. फ्लिप चार्ट आपके पास होना चाहिए, ब्लैंक राइट फ्लिप चार्ट पेपर होना चाहिए. लैपटॉप है, एलसीडी प्रोजेक्टर, व्हाइट बोर्ड. रोल प्ले के करवाने हैं तो उसकी कॉपीज चाहिए. कॉपीज ऑफ आर्टिकल्स जो आप देना चाहते हैं उनको वो होनी चाहिए, या कोर्स मटेरियल आपने तैयार किया है. फिर कॉपीज ऑफ पीपीटी. कुछ लोग पीपीटीज की कॉपी शेयर करते हैं, कुछ नहीं करते हैं. Depends on what are the articles you are sharing with them and all that. So then वीडियो आपका यूज कर रहे हैं तो वीडियो इन अ वर्किंग कंडीशन टेस्ट कर लीजिए कि वीडियो काम कर रहा है या नहीं कर रहा. और वीडियो लिंक अगर है यूट्यूब से ले रहे हैं तो वीडियो लिंक और उसको चेक कर लीजिए कि वाईफाई कनेक्शन सही है या नहीं. और फिर कॉपीज ऑफ एक्शन प्लान्स. दीज आर एक्चुअली you do when you are actually conducting a classroom classroom sort of session. So session planning, session preparation. Now for sake of understanding, I will just very quickly run through the 3-hour session that I normally use for leadership. And that is, this is the first activity, lead questionnaire, right? It has got 12 situations and 4 action options are there in each situation, and you need to respond to this. Normally it should take around 10 to 12 minutes only, but I give 15 minutes for this because some people are a little slow, right? Then we begin the leadership, and we have this, please write a slogan on leadership, and then the people move on to this. So then we start, this is general discussion, etc. on leadership. So leadership is a special application of management, etc. Now, some controversial things to wake up the people. Best leaders generate best followers. Agreed?
Oh.
Yes.
No, sir.
Agreed.
Best leaders generate best leaders.
Good. This is what we want to hear. It doesn't come very easily when you are actually teaching, right? When you are actually conducting the training. तो वो शुरू में होता है हाँ बढ़िया बेस्ट फॉलोअर्स होने चाहिए. उसके बाद वो कहते हैं नहीं, अगर बेस्ट फॉलोअर्स ही होंगे, जब लीडर चला जाएगा फिर क्या होगा? फिर तो वो लीडरलेस हो जाएगा, फिर तो वो बिखर जाएगा ग्रुप. और फिर वहां पर ये शुरू हो जाता है कि बेस्ट लीडर्स बेस्ट लीडर्स। ओके, सो इस तरह की कंट्रोवर्शियल चीजों से आप you carry the discussion forward, and what you have to do is you start looking at it, leadership as a process. So new leadership approach, which is collective approach, collective work, collective responsibility of leadership by a group, and that the leadership is seen as a process and is tied to outcomes in the group. And what are those? ये तो पुराना किस्सा है, जो नया किस्सा है वो है ये। क्या है नया किस्सा? वो है we view leadership as the collective activities of organizational members to accomplish the task of setting direction. विजन क्या होना चाहिए, गोल क्या होना चाहिए, ये सब ग्रुप को क्लियर होना चाहिए कि ये हमारा है। और ये अगर लीडर दे रहा है ये सब चीजें, तो उसका एक तरह का स्टाइल हो जाता है। अगर लीडर ये डेवलप कर रहा है विद द हेल्प ऑफ द टीम मेंबर्स, तो उसका दूसरा स्टाइल हो जाता है। और इन दोनों स्टाइल में जो है बहुत फर्क है, और उसमें क्या होता है कि उनके रिजल्ट्स भी डिफरेंट होते हैं। जो सिर्फ ये होगा कि आई नो वेयर वी हैव टू गो एंड यू फॉलो मी, there's one type of leader, right? In that case, people will be blindly following this if they believe in what the leader is doing, right? But there are other leaders who are more democratic. They say, okay, we have to do this, but what is it that we should really be doing? And then they have what is called a participative this. So that can be, and in this, it is not necessarily the leader only who has to contribute. It is other members can contribute. Similarly, building commitment, it is essentially to move in that direction, etc. And then we have what's called the creating alignment. जैसे हम आगे जा रहे हैं उस डायरेक्शन में जहाँ हमें पहुंचना है, तो प्रॉब्लम्स आती हैं। प्रॉब्लम्स क्या होती हैं? कन्फ्लिक्ट हो सकता है लोगों में। हम जिस रास्ते पर जा रहे हैं हम उससे थोड़ा भटक सकते हैं, तो वी हैव टू कॉन्स्टेंटली इंश्योरिंग that there is an alignment in the group, alignment towards the goal and things like that. ये continuous process है जो अब मतलब कि डील करनी पड़ती है, right? So this is all more details of this. So I'm not again leading this. Okay. Thereafter, what we start doing is we start asking, yeah, these are some of the things which can be used, as what is called optional things. Okay. Okay. Now, this is where the second, important module really comes is should leader have one style or vary it? And that is where people say, नहीं, हम तो लीडर बनना है, सबको एक बराबर बात करनी है, एक ही स्टाइल ठीक रहेगा। पर फिर सवाल इस बात का है कि जैसे as a facilitator I can ask, or otherwise within the group somebody will really say नहीं, जब लोग डिफरेंट होते हैं तो डिफरेंट स्टाइल तो लगाना ही पड़ेगा। और पर्टिकुलरली जो लोग ऑलरेडी लीडरशिप पोजीशंस में होते हैं, उनके जो honestly when they start sharing they say, yes, I cannot be same to every person because people are different, and people are different on what factors. तो फैक्टर आ जाता है बेसिकली यहाँ पर डिबेट डिस्कशन से फैक्टर्स निकल कर आते हैं, और वो फैक्टर्स आते हैं नंबर 1 कॉम्पिटेंस, एबिलिटी कि कितना कैपेबल है, और दूसरा जो आता है वो है मोटिवेशन पर, और यहाँ से वो बात शुरू हो जाती है। तो अब हम यहाँ पर बजाय इसके कि सीधा वो हर्षे ब्लैंचार्ड का वो मॉडल शो करें, हम लोग क्या करते हैं कि इस पे जाते हैं रोल प्लेस पर, और रोल प्लेस में वही 4 सिचुएशंस दी होती हैं। 4 सिचुएशन, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल फॉर आईसीआईसीआई बैंक, वो आप ये नाम बदल सकते हैं, आईसीआईसीआई बैंक की बजाय एयरटेल कर सकते हैं, यूनिलीवर कर सकते हैं, कुछ भी कर सकते हैं। Now here is a person, a situation where a person is there who is promoted and has gone to a different function, तो वो उस function की competence नहीं है, पर वो थोड़ा सा हिचकिचा रहा है, इज नॉट रेडी टू लर्न आल्सो। तो यहाँ एक सिचुएशन आई जिसमें दिस पर्सन इज नॉट यू नो neither competent in that area but nor very highly motivated। तो इससे कैसे काम करवाना है, तो इस रोल प्ले को हम कैसे करते हैं? देखो, रोल प्ले को करने के तो डिफरेंट तरीके होते हैं, जैसा कि आपको जो जब आपको एक्सपीरियंशियल मेथड्स वाले में पढ़ाए होंगे। एक तो होता है रोल प्ले करने का फिश बाउल टाइप, और एक होता है कि सारे लोग इन्वॉल्व हैं। जो ये वाला है ये हम करते हैं फिश बाउल मेथड में। मींस आई विल कॉल 2 people to do the role play, and others of the whole group will be observers। So एक मैनेजर बन जाएगा, एक सबऑर्डिनेट बन जाएगा, और फिर वो रोल प्ले करेंगे। और रोल प्ले में ये दिया हुआ है सामने, इसके अलावा कुछ नहीं है। देखिए, रोल प्ले और ड्रामा में आप लोगों ने डिस्टिंक्शन कर लिया होगा, और वो है कि ड्रामा में जो है वो सारी की सारी स्क्रिप्ट दी हुई होती है। रोल प्ले में सिचुएशन दी होती है पर स्क्रिप्ट नहीं दी होती है। तो you generate your own dialogues, right? The participants generate their own dialogues, and it is understanding and relating to those dialogues and why those dialogues were spoken, etc., that you come out with this। So you do this role play। यहाँ पर जो situation है उसमें है कि the employee is neither competent nor very motivated। Now in this situation, role play 2, employee is not competent because he or she is new, but is quite motivated। तो यहाँ पर उसको कैसे डील करना है? अब there is a third role play। In that we take around this person who has very good competence but somehow has lost enthusiasm to do the work because उसको promotion नहीं मिला। ये बड़ी नॉर्मल सिचुएशन है जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में होती है। लोग क्या करते हैं, जरा एक्सपेक्ट हर एक आदमी करता है कि मुझे जल्दी से जल्दी प्रमोशन मिल जाए। पर होता क्या है कि जब आप फर्स्ट टाइम एलिजिबल होते हैं प्रमोशन के लिए तो बहुत बार नहीं मिलता, पर उसके बाद आप दुखी हो जाते हैं, डिप्रेस हो जाते हैं, आपका मोटिवेशन लेवल कम हो जाता है। तो अब ऐसे सिचुएशन में आपका बॉस आपको कैसे डील करेगा, ये चैलेंज यहाँ पर आ जाता है। तो अच्छा, ये जितने भी रोल प्ले हैं वो क्या होते हैं कि 10-12 मिनट के होते हैं, राइट? एंड यू अलाउ द पीपल टू रियली, with a little bit of debriefing, you allow the people to sort of carry on, get some sense out of the role play, and by the time you do this, the things start making a little more sense than usual, and then you come to the fourth situation, and where the employee is competent also and employee is motivated also. So how do you deal with that person, right? So this is extra. So what you do is from this onwards, you start moving to straight away. After this, you can move to what is called the situational leadership model. That is, by now in debriefing, you have created some outline of the framework of the situational leadership. And people start saying कि भाई अगर competent नहीं है और मोटिवेटेड भी नहीं है तो हमने उससे कैसे डील करना है, वो एक बात आ जाती है। फिर दूसरे में, तीसरे में, चौथे में आ जाती है। तो by now they have developed their own framework. Your group has already developed their own framework. So when you present this particular framework, which again I'm not going in too much detail, I'm only sharing with you this, and you would remember this. This is one of the very bell-shaped curve, which in the OB books also you have seen, and you would have been familiar with. So what really happens is when this particular person is presented, or this group is presented with this framework, they say, हाँ ये तो बड़ा नेचुरल है, यही होना चाहिए, यही सब चाहिए, सबसे बढ़िया चीज है, और यही हमारा बिहेवियर होना चाहिए with different employees, तो डिफरेंट एम्प्लॉइज के साथ जो हमारा स्टाइल या बिहेवियर डिफरेंट होगा, वो किस चीज़ पर निर्भर है? वो इस चीज़ पर निर्भर है कि उनका कॉम्पिटेंस लेवल क्या है और उनका मोटिवेशन लेवल क्या है। क्योंकि हमारा जो काम है वो क्या है? हमारा काम है हमें एज ए मैनेजर उनसे रिजल्ट हासिल करना। रिजल्ट हासिल तभी हो पाएगा जबकि कॉम्पिटेंस भी है और मोटिवेशन भी है। इन दोनों में थोड़ी कमी हो तो हमारे रिजल्ट्स कम होने लगते हैं। तो ये करते हैं। तो जब ये कर लिया, so far so good, you have understood this, you have अब आता है कि हम वापस जाते हैं जिस चीज पे जाते हैं। ये भी मैं हैंडल करता हूँ इसको। राइट नाउ आई एम रियली not dealing. We get into what is called scoring of the lead questionnaire. अब इन 12 सिचुएशंस में जो आपको दिया हुआ है, 3 सिचुएशन एक टाइप की हैं, 3 दूसरे टाइप की हैं और ऐसे। जब वो लीड क्वेश्चनेयर को स्कोर करते हैं तो उससे जो उनके रिजल्ट्स आते हैं वहाँ पर काफ़ी डिबेट और डिस्कशन होना शुरू हो जाता है। और फिर यहाँ पर एक और भी इशू है, वो है we can collect the data from lead in the nowadays I really use the Excel sheet पर करते हैं तो सब लोगों को दिखाई पड़ जाता है कि किसका क्या डेटा है। और उसके बाद जब हम देखते हैं तो हम देखते हैं कि predominantly there are a few things which come out. Number 1, ये जो सबसे ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट वो है स्टाइल 4, जो कि कॉम्पिटेंट और मोटिवेटेड आदमी के साथ यूज करना चाहिए। वो बहुत ही कम प्रैक्टिस किया जाता है। और वो क्यों प्रैक्टिस कम किया जाता है? वी आस्क दैट क्वेश्चन। The selling style is used quite a lot. Why is that used? Right? Why is it that the people are over emphasizing on selling style? और यहाँ से बहुत सी चीजें निकल कर आती हैं, right? So that's the interpretation of this, and then a module on delegating in case it is required. And then, having done this, what really happens is that we get on to now what's called transfer of learning. ट्रांसफर ऑफ लर्निंग के लिए पहली चीज है कि रिफ्लेक्शन होना चाहिए। सो आई आस्क ईच पर्सन टू से कि भाई आपके जो डायरेक्ट रिपोर्ट्स हैं उनका नाम लिखिए यहाँ पर कॉलम 2 में। तो 5-6 होंगे, 4-5 होंगे, 6 होंगे, 7 होंगे, इससे ज्यादा नहीं होते। फिर आप उनसे पूछिए कि ये किस रेडीनेस लेवल पर है, उसके KRA हैं, की रिजल्ट एरिया नंबर 1, मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट की रिजल्ट एरिया, एंड द सेकंड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट की रिजल्ट एरिया। इन दोनों में कहाँ पर रेडीनेस लेवल है? रेडीनेस लेवल हो गई कॉम्पिटेंस और मोटिवेशन के कॉम्बिनेशन में। और फिर आई आस्क देम टू रिफ्लेक्ट कि आपका जो स्टाइल है वो अपने इस एम्प्लॉय से डील करने में क्या है। एंड इट इज एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम they start recognizing inappropriateness of their leadership behavior in their own team with respect to their own team members, and that becomes a big revelation for them. And as it becomes a big revelation, the thing that we do is that we start asking, so action plan. Please write down the actions that you would take in the coming 3 months in your people management behavior and practice. Actually, I ask them, with respect to these 5-6 people who are your direct report, जब आप वापस जाएंगे अपने वर्क रोल में after this training is over, so how would you begin to behave differently with your team members? And they write it down. कि ये व्यक्ति कॉम्पिटेंट है और वो है, मैं इसके लिए, एंड दे यूज द टर्म, मैं इसके काम में इंटरफेयर नहीं करूंगा। आई विल नॉट डू व्हाट इज कॉल्ड माइक्रो मैनेजमेंट फॉर दिस। और बहुत से लोगों को, मैनेजर्स को ये प्रॉब्लम होती है कि माइक्रो मैनेजमेंट में ले जाते हैं और माइक्रो मैनेजमेंट क्यों लग जाते हैं? क्योंकि उनको डर होता है कि अगर हम नहीं करेंगे तो पता नहीं काम होगा या नहीं होगा। पर अगर आपके पास अच्छे लोग हैं जो कॉम्पिटेंट हैं और जो कि मोटिवेटेड भी हैं, उन लोगों को बड़ा डिस्टर्बेंस होती है। वो कहते हैं कि मैं काम कर सकता हूँ, मेरा बॉस क्यों इंटरफेयर करता है मेरे काम में इतना, राइट? He wants results, I give him results. Why should that person really start keeping tab on this thing? घंटे भर बाद, 2 घंटे बाद फिर फोन करके, भाई कितना हुआ? अरे भाई कोई बात नहीं, आपको बोला था ना कि शाम को 5 बजे दे देंगे, रिपोर्ट मिल जाएगी। और आपको पता है कि हमेशा हम टाइम पर चीज कर देते हैं, तो क्यों मेरे को रिमाइंड करे जा रहे हो? और रियली स्पीकिंग एम्प्लॉय के मन में ये ख्याल आता है वो खाली बैठा हुआ है यार, उसको और कुछ काम नहीं है मेरे बॉस को। You know how we deal with our bosses, or how we really, I mean, most of the time we don't like our bosses. It's a fact, right? Right. It can be the one person who creates the most pain and all that in our life, right? Okay. So because the problem is why this is, and that's true. Why? Because we do not have competent managers who are competent as leaders. And they happen to be using the S2 style so much that where it is not really required. Whereas what is required is S4 style in most of the cases, right? So, and this is from where we try to bring in, and when they have written the action plan, we have said that they have concretized their intention. See, remember this. They have concretized their intention to behave differently. Now it is their responsibility to actually transfer that learning to the workplace. Some are able to do it, some are not able to do it. So that is where we really see how challenging the training is, how much we can really make it different. Right. So I would stop here and be open to the questions that we have. Yeah. Any questions, anything, any no? Okay.
Sir, just one question. If we have been asked to prepare a session plan, sir, am I audible?
Yes.
If you have been asked to prepare a session plan, so we'll start from the session objective. I mean, objective of the program,
Yeah.
and the training need
Yeah.
analysis is already done.
Yeah.
Done by the training agency, and the participants are also been identified. So we just start with the session objective and with those participants which are already nominated. Is it so?
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yes, that's right. You have that assignment, and in that assignment, this is what you really need to be doing. Right? जो आज मैंने आपको बताया है उसको ही सही तरह से अपने एक सेशन की, क्योंकि आपका अपने कॉन्टेक्स्ट से आएगा जो आप नॉर्मली करते हैं, उससे आप बताइएगा और आप ये मतलब कि डिटेल में लिखिएगा। तो आज का जो सेशन था उसमें जो भी कुछ डिटेल दी गई वो असाइनमेंट का वो वाले क्वेश्चन को करने में आपको स्ट्रेट अवे फायदा होगा। Okay. Yeah, this session will also be uploaded. Ritu, that's right. We'll be uploading. In fact, I would try to see कि अगर हमारे पास ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम नहीं होती है when we are able to accommodate, then I would like Mr. Ashok Vashisht also to repeat this session in the sense that उससे फायदा क्या होगा कि उसको आपको एक नया पर्सपेक्टिव, डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव मिल जाएगा, राइट? क्योंकि उनकी अप्रोच में थोड़ा बहुत उनका एक्सपीरियंस डिफरेंट रहा है। उनका एक्सपीरियंस एक्चुअली ग्राउंड लेवल पर बहुत रहा है, बहुत इसलिए कि क्या कहते हैं, राइट एट द फ्रंट लाइन सेल्समैन का एक्सपीरियंस और उड़ान वगैरह के भी जो प्रोग्राम्स हैं जो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का वो था, उससे भी कनेक्ट रहे हैं फ्यूचर ग्रुप में जब थे, तो वो सब चीज़ों से एक डिफरेंट मतलब कि फ्लेवर आता है, राइट। तो ये है, राइट। मिसेस भटनागर, मिसेस मनीषा भटनागर सेशन, ओके, अच्छा ठीक है। अरुण को मैं कहता हूँ कि थोड़ा स्पीड अप करें, देखें, और हमारे हेडक्वार्टर के आईटी वाले हैं वो लोग अपलोड करते हैं और एक जगह पर अरुण कर देते हैं, ठीक है। तो ये अरुण ही आलोक करते हैं, तो ये दोनों जगह का आपको वो करेंगे, राइट। Right. Thank you, Devyani. You said very informative session. Okay. I tried to see this is the session of the type where we are just